Welcome back to Telltale Books videos. I'm Greg and I'm going to talk about another in my Harlan Ellison series, trying to read everything I can get my hands on by Harlan Ellison. And the next one is number 21 on my bibliography list for Harlan Ellison. It's called Made in Heaven. And Made in Heaven was published in Trapped magazine in August of 1956. And it was included in The Deadly Streets by Harlan Ellison. I've got the relatively recent Subterranean Press edition of The Deadly Streets. It's no longer in print. You can't go to Subterranean Press and get it, but used copies are all over the place. And you can get ebooks of The Deadly Streets. They are obtainable. Trapped magazine, I could not find any sign of on the internet, for August of 1956. So this is another of the stories that comes from Harlan Ellison's period of time with a street gang in Brooklyn, which he actually joined the street gang for like 3 months and hung with them and observed what gang life was like, and then wrote lots of short stories and collected them into books. The Deadly Streets is one, Children of the Streets is another. I've got that one, and I believe my next one of these kind of stories is from that book. But Made in Heaven is what I want to talk about in this video. In Made in Heaven, you have a story told from the point of view of a young woman who is a member of a street gang, and she has a boyfriend who's almost, he's high up in the gang. If the guy that's essentially president of the gang kicks off or leaves, her boyfriend would take control as the gang leader. So she's got a pretty secure position, but there's another of the gang members that just wants her to have sex with him, and he keeps harassing her about it, to the point where he corners her and tries to force himself on her, but she's tough enough that she beats him off and then threatens him with sicking her boyfriend on him, and that gets him to let her go, and she's able to run out of the pool hall where they're at. Now the whole gang was at this pool hall. They were renting space in the back of this pool hall as their headquarters, or whatever you want to call it, the place where they hang. Clubhouse? I don't know, something like that. Anyway, they want to go somewhere else because they feel they're being taken advantage of by the guy that owns the pool hall. They feel like they're being charged way too much for what they're getting. So they go and they find another place where they can hang. And the one guy, the one that assaulted the girl that is the point of view of this story, he suggests a rumble against that pool hall owner. Go and beat him up and steal his money, with the idea that they're taking back the money that he basically has stolen from them. So they do. They go and they try to beat this guy up, but he's got a gun under the counter. He shoots one guy. The rest of them all run. The girl runs too, and the police are showing up, and the owner is there chasing them with his gun back into the alley, and she hides in the spot, and this other guy, the one that tried to assault her, is there also. And this pool hall owner comes back and has them trapped in the back of this alley, and is going to shoot the one guy, but the girl has a knife and sticks it in the neck of this owner. So she just killed the owner and saved this gang member who had tried to assault her. And this gang member, he was getting pistol whipped by the pool hall owner when she stabbed the owner. So she saves this guy's life. And he turns around and tries to force himself on her once again. That's the thanks he gets. But it's a very good story. It really is a very good story, especially the challenge of Harlan Ellison, a guy trying to tell a story from the point of view of this young woman and accurately get across her feelings and her perceptions of all the things that are going on here. It's a situation that no guy has ever been in, really, except maybe on the other side of it. So it was tough. It was tough writing, and I think he pulled it off quite well. It's a very good story. I don't give this a top tail, but it's definitely enjoyable. Who should read the story? Anybody that really, really loves Harlan Ellison should just get the Deadly Streets and read the whole book if you haven't already. And otherwise, anybody that loves kind of tough gang type fiction from the 1950s, this is definitely that. Anybody that loves Harlan Ellison's science fiction but just is curious about the other stuff he read, you should be reading this. And anybody that just wants a good short story, it is just a short story, won't take you a lot of time to read it, and it will be worth the effort. So if you've read the story, please leave comments. If you have anything else you want to talk about, go ahead, leave comments. Otherwise, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and come on back for more Harlan Ellison and all the other authors that I'm digging through. I'm going to stay here and keep doing these as fast as I can read them.